Hey, what's going on, guys? Just back for another one here. Just want to thank everyone for checking out our videos. It seems that there's a lot of folks out there that are interested in getting into the saltwater hobby. There's some folks actually that are reaching out that are in the hobby, so it's great to have the feedback and recommendations. As I said, we really appreciate you guys all watching. So today it's around lunchtime, and to be honest, I just put a little bit of dry food in there, but this is the brine shrimp that I pick up at the local aquarium shop. So it's hikari brine shrimp. It's about it's roughly, let's say, like $10 Canadian. So apparently this stuff is free from harmful parasites, has unwanted bacteria. Anyways, the fish and the livestock love it, and you guys are going to see what that process looks like. So typically, as I said, I'm filming with one hand, but you do have to freeze it, okay? And the Gobby, from what I understand, he needs to eat twice a day. Everybody will eat this stuff, right? So what I typically do is I carve out a tiny piece, and you guys can let me know, because they come in cubes, right? So if we take that guy out, it's like pretty much a cube. They told me to put in like 1/6 of that. So let's put in this bigger piece, right? So again, I come over here. It's got the feeding slot, all convenient like that, and then it starts to just spread apart, and you see the clowns just attacking it. But oh man, that guy took it. But the Gobby, you're gonna see him. He's gonna pounce. There he is. There he is. There he is. There, the cleaner shrimp's coming. The hermit crabs are going wild, but it just spreads out. Guys, should I be doing something? Like, do I need a feeder cube? I have, or some kind of feeder ring. Like, I don't know. To be honest, guys, I just put it in, and everybody does their job to clean it up. If I'm overfeeding, if I should be feeding a smaller amount. Guys, if there's some more experienced folks out there, please let me know. As I said, I've been told, had one viewer say to me that the tank was looking too clean. So, I mean, it's getting a little bit of some buildup there. But we want to make sure we're building a healthy ecosystem. I mean, my biggest concern at first was you hear this ugly stage where the tank turns brown, and then it later goes, the brown algae goes away. And then if you have too much algae, it turns green and it takes the tank over and it makes it look ugly and it remains. And then you got to add different, cleanup crews and additives to clean up the tank. So I wanted to avoid that. So overfeeding was kind of like, hey, I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I don't do that. So, we're starting to see in the back window again, some browning. I'm seeing like this guy. He used to be all white when I first got him, more like these little branches. But some of the purple has come off, as we see. But given that we have a cleanup crew, as I said, we lost probably 2 of those conical type snails. There is one left there, so I want to make sure the hermits are fed. I want to replace him, right? Or get 2 more of him if I can, because they did help keep the glass cleaner, but at the same time, I had no idea the hermits would, if not fed, that they'd get hungry. And there's a blue leg doing his thing. Can't tell. Yeah, I mean, it's what you start to notice is you don't notice it right at first, but your livestock does get bigger. Like, I was worried about getting the Gobby at first because I'm like, oh man, he's big. They actually told me to get a smaller Gobby, but I'm like, no, I need him paired with the pistol shrimp. I really want to see that relationship. And the pistol was out, but he's very cautious when you're kind of near him. But yeah, we're seeing other hermits in there. There's our cave. That's really kind of what I wanted to do with this tank when my son was helping me set the rocks. Like, we actually didn't glue them down. So like one concern was that as the pistol creates his cave system, that it would shift the rock work and it would bang into the glass. But I made sure I, set them in and kind of set them in a way where the rock work would sustain itself. So do give that some consideration. I know I had mentioned that I'd picked up some epoxy and possibly, I guess the reason I didn't glue them down in case I wanted to rework the rock work. So I found one of the red legs, guys, sorry. You see he's a red leg guy there in the white shell. Anyways, lost him. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure the rock work, you know, have some flexibility. Like if it does collapse, that I could like place it elsewhere or rearrange the tank. But to be honest, like when I set my stuff up, even in my freshwater setups, I typically don't alter them. Like I let the tanks mature, do their thing, become stable. That's really what I'm aiming for here, is just stability, right? And you know, so far so good. As I mentioned, like the big thing is, like, maybe someone out there could answer this for me. When you go on vacation, what do you guys do? Do you have a house guest come in and check things out, feed your livestock? Like, how am I going to feed this Gobby twice a day? You know, that brine shrimp there that we just fed him, right? I don't know how I'm going to get that done, but I was thinking about getting some kind of auto feeder, but then you start looking at the tank lid. So like, is the auto feeder going to be able to disperse the food into here? Is it going to be dry pellets? Do I need another lid? Because I've heard that livestock jump out, you know, so you always worry about that. I remember when I first got my freshwater set up like 9-10 years ago, I'd always have the snails escaping, and it was probably because the water parameters weren't good. So they were trying to get away, or maybe it's just something snails do. But I've heard that some livestock, if you keep the lids off, they have the propensity to jump out or tendency to jump out. So just trying to avoid those things. Again, right now I don't even have, like, for example, the wave maker on. In a future video, I'll probably test it out. I've been thinking about getting a smaller profile wave maker where I can control the flow, right? I mean, I think the thing about, you know, a tank like this, there are a lot of add-ons that you can add. And so, you know, folks will add chamber add-ons. They'll add, again, fans with smaller profiles that are flatter and thinner where you can control the speeds. And generally, you know, one of the questions I asked at the aquarium store is, well, how do I control the flow? Because say I had another torch, right? I want to get one that glows in the dark. And, you know, essentially I also want to get an anemone. It's, you know, when the tank is mature enough, but we got to take things slow. We're going to do that. We're going to take it slow. But I heard that you can also position a wave maker here on this side, so you'd have equal flow, right? The problem, right, that I'm finding, like, for example, I'm just going to do it so you guys see. Okay, I just plugged in the wave maker. You see? Just plugged it in, it's moving now. And the problem that I'm having is, I think the sand is very fine and very light. So we can see the sand starting to move. Does anyone out there know if this blowing sand is harmful to the fish? To be honest, I have to look it up. I mean, the torch is getting way more flow. The mushroom is getting way more flow. Is this going to bother my livestock, or do I turn that flow off, right? Because, again, I'm just going to turn the flow off. And you see, all of this stuff is going to settle, right? But the torch is still good. I think it's still got a good amount of flow with the stock pump. And right now, I think I got to do a water replenishment, because we're starting to see that there's probably some oxygen that's being created from the water splashing on the top. And so it's almost like, as I said, there's the water line. And if we look here, we got some water flowing into the back chamber. So probably could use to add some water. But as I said, everything in this hobby takes a little bit of time. And if we do a little bit of maintenance and a little bit of work every day, then you know, it becomes less work, right? As I said, I don't want to get in the habit of overfeeding. I want to feed, you know, maybe a little bit in the morning, maybe in the evening. Today I missed the morning. So that's why we're feeding the lunchtime, right? To be honest, guys, I haven't even eaten lunch. These guys are eating before me, but that's okay. That's how we keep them healthy and happy. And, you know, like I was reading today that, you know, folks that add like aftermarket pumps, they notice, like this is what they claim, they notice that the livestock are happier. You know, are my, like for example, if I turn this wave maker on and add extra flow, is that going to make my livestock healthier? Is there more oxygen in the tank? I don't know. I mean, to be honest, for a stock tank, if you guys are on a budget, do you really need all this stuff? Like I bought this hygger wave maker from Amazon. Comes in this little package right there. And, you know, it's, I mean, for what it is, for 30 Canadian dollars, it's pretty good. But to be honest, I wish I would have purchased the one for 60 or 80 Canadian dollars so I could control the flow so I wouldn't have all this sand blowing everywhere, right? That's the reason I don't even use it. But if I ever get an anemone, it needs flow, so I'll use this one. We'll see how things work out. If it doesn't work out, then I'll invest in the one with the controller, right? I mean, there's all kinds of add-ons that you can add to these things, and maybe I'll cover that in a future video. Guys, if you think that there's something, an add-on that I could use that will help me in terms of maintaining this, whether it's a top-off unit, a certain type of heater, whatever you guys think it is, the chamber unit for the back chamber, let me know. Put it in the comments. At any rate, guys, it's been great. I'll leave it at that, and we'll check in on the next one. Have a great day.